And at a high level, what's your approach to pitching less and winning more?
Well, first of all, it's a great and a very important question. I believe it or not, what it takes more than anything else is courage. Who specialize in growth and business development, who have firms that want to get bigger, we tend to want to chase everything. Now, there could be a lot of different reasons for that, some of which are very practical. But at the end of the day, a lot of what you're pursuing is not going to have a high probability of turning into a win, no matter what you do. And as we would view it, you didn't belong in that pursuit. So you need to just have the intestinal fortitude to say, we're going to be much, much more selective about what we pursue. We're going to take on opportunities that we think we both deserve to be in. We're going to pursue them with great intensity. We're going to show the prospect that we really, really are the right firm for them because we truly understand their business, and thus convert a higher percentage of them. But I'm telling you, Alex, and I'm sure you know this even from your own business, it's just so hard to say no when that RFP or RFQ comes floating into email. And from the highest level, that's where you got to start.
So you talk about having courage, right? And I think that's a really great place to start. In your book, you talk about strategic growth, right? And I think this kind of aligns a little bit with what you're saying, right? Is like, it's that you don't want to take every opportunity that comes your way, but there's a tension between selecting which pitches, which kind of opportunities you put your time into, and sales and revenue targets, right? Because there's always this thing. And then there's pandemics in between, wars, there's all this kind of uncertainty across the marketplace, right? And so then how do you think about strategic opportunities? Let's start there, because I think this kind of helps the listeners to kind of understand how to have more courage in the areas that matter.
Yeah, we think that a strategic opportunity meets 3 criteria. First of all, it allows you to do the work that you want to do. All of us are capable of doing a lot of different things. Some of that is work that's right in our wheelhouse. We really love doing it. It enhances our reputation. It makes us more attractive to employees. It makes us more attractive to new business. It earns more money. We're also capable of doing work that doesn't meet those criteria, but we can do it. You know, it's nothing that is terribly exciting, but it certainly could perhaps keep the lights on. A strategic opportunity, first of all, focuses on work that we really, really want to do. Second criteria is it comes from a client that we really want to work with. There may be clients that have money to spend. That's attractive, but their reputation may be less than stellar. They might burn and churn their vendors. They might not have any more work to offer after the initial project. Is that somebody really worth taking the time and energy to pursue? The third, which may be the more surprising than the other 2, is it work that will be profitable for you? Now, you talk about the pandemic and you talk about revenue shortfalls that many, many businesses are experiencing. We're all in favor of being opportunistic, especially if it'll keep the lights on, if it'll keep people employed. That said, a good part of your business development effort still has to be targeting work that is profitable for you, not just revenue generating, but profit. Revenue can easily be eaten up into very, very slim profit margins, which mean you don't have much money to reinvest in your business. When you're chasing after profit, now you have money to reinvest in the business, to reinvest in people, to reinvest in resources, in marketing, in compensation and benefits, things that propel your business, energize your people, and allow your business to now grow year on year because you've enhanced your resources. Not just won a project, but actually set yourself up for future success. So strategic growth meets those 3 criteria. It's work you want to do from clients you want to work with and profit that you really want to make.
So you really need to know those 3 areas, right? And so, I think step 1 is to know what clients to work with and what is the best kind of work that's going to kind of help your team succeed, help the company succeed, and make everybody happy with the work that they're doing, right? And every company will know those types of clients, right? They know the ones that are the best, that pay and that are profitable, right? And so the goal is to create some personas around those specific types of opportunities and to go out for them. Is that the lens which you're saying is like, we need to understand now, this is the type of client that we want to get that fits into those 3 criteria. So all the leads that come in and all the outbound activities that go out, they have to fit within that persona profile. Is that the way to think about it? I'm trying to summarize it for the listeners, just to understand that I've got it. If that makes sense.
Yep, you've got it. And think of it this way, Alex. If you have a strategy, but you don't execute it, then what good was having a strategy? So you build a strategy that includes in it, as you described, the kinds of clients and the kinds of projects you want to have in your organization. Now you have to go out and you have to pursue them. You can't just wait for them to send you an RFQ or an RFP, which is unfortunately the way too many firms that we come across operate. If there's a company you want to be working with and a project you want to handle, you need to formulate a mechanism by which you reach into that company, you identify yourself as a potentially valuable resource, and you engage in conversations with them, even if they have no interest in putting a project up for bid. By getting into that position with them, you could perhaps encourage them to give you some work that they weren't otherwise thinking they were going to give out. Or by the time they do have an RFQ or RFP to issue, you're the top dog. You're the favorite in that company. So it definitely requires a discipline to execute against that strategy in order for this to prove itself out.